Hi guys, so as a recent poll points out, the tide may be turning against the Conservatives and especially Boris Johnson. Now even the Daily Mail and the Express, which are both pro-Tory and pro-Brexit, have stuck the knife into the Prime Minister following what was seen as a backlash over the corruption scandal. Amber Rudd, a former Secretary of State, appeared on LBC to say that while the knives are being sharpened for Johnson, we shouldn't expect anything just yet. She suggested that Johnson may no longer be an asset for the party and someone may move against him.
Just two more brief ones. As we mentioned earlier, and Peter Kellner, wholeheartedly underlined, the Tory party has become very good at disloyalty and regicide. Is that a danger that Boris Johnson could face?
It's the danger that every Prime Minister faces. I think it was William Hague who said that the Tory party was an absolute dictatorship tempered by regicide. And he certainly got the absolute dictatorship bit going. The Tory party is ruthless. If it starts to look like he is no longer an asset and MPs are starting to look at the next election and seeing that the polls are against them, somebody may well move against him. We're nowhere near that at the moment, but these are very logical steps that could take place over the next few months, years.
Okay, so that is the question. Who is going to stick in the knife? Who is sharpening the knife at the moment and who's going to stick it into Boris Johnson's back or Boris Johnson's front? My money would be on Rishi Sunak, not because he's the Chancellor, but because he's seen as clean in the Conservative Party. He's someone quite new. Many people point to Michael Gove, but I think Michael Gove has too much baggage with him, and he's not as charismatic as Johnson, of course, but also he's not he doesn't have the same clout, I think, that the Chancellor has, but also that Rishi Sunak has. Now, of course, Rishi Sunak is not maybe as popular and as well known as Michael Gove. But for the Conservative Party, it's not about choosing a leader who they all support, because they will automatically support whoever the leader is. It'll be a case of who do we think can lead us to victory. That's what it's about. It's about maintaining power. And they don't want to put someone in who would upset the apple cart too much, or would not be someone who can connect with voters. And I think Sunak, he looks the type, he looks the part, he looks like a professional politician. Let's park for a moment all of his connections, which could be extremely embarrassing for him, the more we know about him. But he is quite fresh, and I think he could get away with it. Now, as I said, the polling is not doing very well for Johnson and the Conservatives at the moment. But you can see here, this is from the Daily Mail, the pro-Tory Daily Mail. Last week, Tories 38, Labour 35. This week, Tories 34, Labour 40. A 6-point lead. Now, I don't know if this is a real poll that we can judge to be a barometer of what's really happening. But if it's a trend, then it's extremely concerning for the Conservatives. And of course, they will protect the party. They will not protect the leader. The leaders are expendable. Look at what happened to Theresa May. So the party will have a long think about this and say, do we want to maintain Boris Johnson as leader? Is he a pull on the party? Is he pulling us down? If he is, they'll get rid of him. And they'll refresh the party with a new leader, probably Rishi Sunak, but I could be wrong on this. But they will offload all the negativity of Brexit and the pandemic and everything onto Johnson as he goes out the door. Now, it would probably take some sort of scandal. It would probably take some sort of crash that would force Johnson out. Johnson is still quite popular, even within the Conservative Party. But his shine is coming off. And I think at this stage, the Conservatives are probably planning to jettison him in some way. So who do you think would replace Boris Johnson? I think it would be Rishi Sunak. Who do you think it would be? Let me know in the comments. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.